Fegan faces 2 charges: participation in criminal street gang activity and solicitation to tamper with evidence. Fegan represents YSL defendant Tenquarius Mender.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about a lawyer in the YSL Rico case down in Fulton County, Georgia, which, by the way, is a Fani Willis production. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. But she has been arrested for giving her client improper information, something that she shouldn't be doing. Hey, Mr. Tenquarius Mender, I know that you are being accused of deleting somebody and there's evidence against you. So go ahead and remove that. Delete that evidence. Get rid of it. That is not legal. She could go to the penitentiary and make big rocks to little rocks as a result. Now, this is a really crazy story, especially when you see this woman's Instagram posting, because she is very, very, very active on social media. Now, there's a lot we got to get into, but first things first. Fani Willis, what's going on with your cases? We know about the first or the biggest case she's prosecuting right now. That's with Donald Trump, election interference. We know about that, and we know how that's kind of in the balance because you have her allegedly hiring Nathan Wade, and there might have been a romantic relationship before he was hired. There could have been some kickbacks because she gave him $650,000 US from January 22 up until right now. The next highest person she hired only got paid $90,000, and the third highest got paid $75,000. So she's dealing with that big mess as we speak. Then the other case that she is prosecuting is YSL. Now, if you don't know who these guys are, let me give you a little bit of a recap before we get to Nicole Mender, the lawyer who's being arrested right now. Now, this fine gentleman right here is the rapper known as Young Thug, also known as Jeffrey Williams, his real name. Now, he is accused of being the leader of this gang called YSL. He says it's a record label. They just produce music, rap songs. But Fulton County says that these guys have been involved with 50 murders in about an 8 to 10 year period since 2014 up until 22, maybe even right now. 50 murders in the Atlanta area. Now, there's a bunch of guys that have been arrested. This is a really big Rico case. And one of the people is named Tenquarius Nard Mender. I am not making that up. Now, Mr. Nard's lawyer gave him some improper advice, and now she might get locked up and make big rocks to little. Now, I don't know what it is about Fani Willis. Everything that she touches just turns to pure garbage. Look at Nathan Wade in this marriage. That's done. She might be done. He might be done. The election interference case with Trump, that might be done. The YSL case, that might also be done, not only because of this ridiculous lawyer, but because of the reason why she brought it in the first place. Remember, maybe you don't, but maybe you do. The allegation is that these YSL guys deleted somebody back in 2014, 2015 by the name of Donovan Big Nut Thomas. And the guy I showed you, Young Thug, is allegedly the guy who rented the vehicle that was involved in Donovan Big Nut Thomas's death. Now, Fani and Big Nut were allegedly an item, a romantic item way back in the day. So this could be seen as revenge trying to prosecute YSL. And then, of course, the case with Trump could be seen as her trying to elevate herself to become more than the Fulton County District Attorney. Maybe she wants to be the governor, senator. Maybe she wants to take Andre's spot out there as a mayor. Maybe she wants to become president one day of the US of A. Go back to D.C., not as a resident, but as the president. Now, I know I had bars, but anyway, let's get to the actual news clip here. If you want to see the full clip without my commentary, link as always will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
A criminal defense attorney is on the other side of the law tonight. Atlanta police say she told a murder suspect to throw away evidence. Fox 5's Tyler Fingert has worked on this story all day. He joins us live in downtown Atlanta with the details. Tyler?
Yeah, Courtney, good evening to you. Nicole Fegan represents a defendant in the Young Slime Life gang case. Tonight, she is now in trouble herself. In fact, I've learned she is facing a gang charge. Atlanta area criminal defense attorney Nicole Fegan now needs a lawyer of her own after being arrested in Gwinnett County Friday and booked into the Fulton County Jail. Police say she told a murder suspect he was wanted and to ditch his phone. This stems from a September 2022 deadly shooting in downtown Atlanta. Atlanta police say she contacted a suspect in the case to tell him he was wanted and then told him to dispose of his phone. Detectives say Fegan was not representing the suspect she called and learned about the warrant during a court hearing related to the shooting.
So I was wrong because I've read certain things that said that she was his lawyer at the time, but apparently she was not his lawyer. She was just looking out. Now, I wonder how, number one, she had his phone number, and number two, what was the nature of their relationship? I wonder. Let's keep on going.
You know you got a warrant, right?
No, sir.
All right, you got a warrant out of the city of Atlanta.
Besides Fegan, police have also arrested Keontae Davis in this case. It's unclear if he's the suspect she called, but officers took him into custody last February after he was pulled over for rolling through a red light. This is body camera video from that arrest. Davis is accused of taking part in the deadly shooting, which police say started as an argument. One person was killed and another was injured in that case. Davis faces at least 2 charges, including murder.
I'm confident that you'll come back with a verdict that speaks the truth.
For Fegan, the allegations are a fall from grace for a defense attorney who has been considered a rising star. In a 2019 Facebook post, she shared this article about her from Atlanta Attorney at Law magazine.
Now, let's pause right here. Let's go back. You see this whole thing, Nicole Fegan, got proof. We're going to see that got proof thing a little bit more in a moment. Y'all hang tight.
At Law magazine that calls her the new generation of criminal defense attorneys. Fegan faces 2 charges: participation in criminal street gang activity and solicitation to tamper with evidence. Fegan represents YSL defendant Tenquarius Mender.
So she represents Tenquarius, and another guy, maybe who's also linked to YSL, is who she tipped off. That's what they're saying. But she was or is the representation for Tenquarius Traynard Mender.
And Fegan has been booked, but at this point, we will not be getting her mugshot because of system issues related to that, related to the cyber attack that happened last month. We are live in downtown Atlanta tonight. Tyler Fingert.
All right, so shout out to you, Tyler. Now let's go ahead and show Miss Fegan. Now this is her. I fact checked this. This is from her stuff. This is her. Now, before we even play the video, there's a lot happening here. First of all, she's wearing a bonnet or an improvised bonnet. Okay. Now, a lot of you guys may or may not know bonnets. That's like what a lot of black women wear to protect their hair, whether, they're going to sleep or in the shower, whatever it is. I'm nothing against bonnets, but I don't like seeing them in public. It's like wearing pajamas outside. You can wear pajamas to bed and that's fine, but don't wear your Cookie Monster pajamas to 7-Eleven. I'm not really trying to see that. And don't wear it on the airplane or whatever. But anyway, the bonnet is it has got proof written on it. You see there's some black markings. It says got proof. That's her brand. She got a clothing line and everything with t-shirts, got proof, because she's a lawyer, right? And this is kind of like a ripoff of 2 things. First, the Got Milk commercials from the early 2000s, 90s or whatever. And then also Tammy Roman's Bonnet Chronicles. Tammy Roman is a black actress. She has 2.2 million followers on Instagram that says Bonnet Chronicles. So let's go ahead and watch Miss Nicole Fegan talk about what it's like dating a street dude.
If you're messing with a man that's in the street, then you need to understand the position you play. If you're sitting there and you're getting nice dinners, you're getting some shoes, you might be getting a purse, then when gets fucked up, you're down too. You might have a minor setback, but you're going to have a major comeback. Another thing is, you don't need to be sitting there asking who he's talking to and whether or not he's cheating. He's not cheating, and frankly, you don't need to ask him what he's doing anyway, because you already know he's not doing. Instead, you need to be Googling some shit to talk to him about so that he can get his mind off his situation. Another thing is, you don't need to get all in your feelings and lose your self-esteem, and you don't want to be confident. You think he might be one. If you're messing with a
that is Nicole Fegan, the lawyer. That is her on her own social media accounts right there, wearing a bonnet that says got proof on it, talking about what it's like dating a street dude. Okay. Now, maybe she dates street dudes, which is why she befriended Mr. Nard and his other friend and tipped him off. And now she might go to the penitentiary to make big rocks to little rocks over this whole kerfuffle. I promise you cannot make this a RIP to my brother, Kevin Samuels, for that line. But as I close, I want to say this. Moral of the story, if one of your friends or associates is, I don't know, being charged with deleting somebody, murder, whatever, maybe you don't want to give him illegal advice. As a lawyer, you should know, right? You should know, especially as a lawyer, ignorance is no excuse for the law. But as a lawyer, you 1000% know better. You know better than look at court filings and whatnot and try to relay messages. Don't get involved, because now you're going to be in the penitentiary just the same as your client's friend and maybe even your client himself. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on this whole situation? Another funny case is just, it's ridiculous. The election interference case, a dumpster fire from the beginning. The YSL case, also a dumpster fire from the beginning. Not just because of this bonnet-wearing lawyer, not just because of her, but because they were struggling to even get the jury selection process finished. This whole thing is a circus in Fulton County, and it starts from the very top. It starts with Fonnie and all her people, and I don't know what the next step is. Get them all out of here. These ridiculous lawyers, ridiculous prosecutors, the district attorney, they all got to go. And just start from the top and try to do something else, because whatever they're doing right now is not working very well. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.